So we just out here playing with blood clots, like blood clots. Okay. Anyways, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Trey Francis. I am a screenwriter and an actor, and in this video, I will be reviewing / recapping season 1, episode 3 of I May Destroy You. I am a little bit late because I had to take a week and some change off because my mouth was just on fire. Like, my teeth were hurting and my gums were hurting and there was a lot of stuff going on, and so I needed to see the dentist. And I don't know why I'm doing this accent, but anyways, let's get into this review. So, of course, this was written by Michaela Cole, who is the star that she created this TV series, and it was directed by Sam Miller. So, in this episode, we start off, we're going back 3 months. So 3 months ago, Arabella, she's just arrived in Italy for her writer's retreat, her solo writer's retreat. However, she invites her friend Terry, right, her best friend Terry, to come over, and she's gonna stay at the flat with her. So she has a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. She shows Terry the place. Terry's like, if she has a canopy bed at her place, she's like, I'm gonna fuck somebody in this bed, which, you know. And so, yeah, she's like, that's her mission while she's here. You're gonna be writing because that's what you're here for. I'm here to check out some of these Italian men to see who wants to, you know, come play with the kitty or whatever. So that's her mission, and that's what she's trying to do. So, they go to, so Terry also, she pulls out some weed before they leave, and so they cook up some food with the weed in it, and because they get high from the food that they just eaten with the weed in it, now they want to go out to a restaurant and get some more food because now they're fucking hungry again. So they go out to a restaurant, they're giving the waiter a hard time, the male waiter a hard time. So a female waitress, actually, she comes over and she's like, what are you guys on? Like, what is this? And they're trying to play it off, and she's like, hey, you know what? If you want some good stuff, you want the good stuff here, all you got to do is go down to the basketball courts that way and just sit there, and some guys are going to approach you, and they're going to have the good stuff, and it's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. Just sit there. It's going to be cool. So the girls, after they have their food at the restaurant, which the lady put some stuff on her, it was on the house, their fries, they go over to the basketball courts. As they're sitting there, they're waiting, nothing sort of happening, but then they see the girl, they call her French fry lady, they see the waitress from the restaurant, she comes over to them and she's like, so what are you girls looking for? They tell her, okay, well, what do you have? And so she calls over one of the guys, and who does she call over? None other than Biaggio. So remember, we met Biaggio in the first episode, which was the guy that, you know, Bella was, she seemed to be heavily attracted to and wanted something more with. However, he kind of like brushed her off, and we kind of realized that maybe this was just like a summer fling, and he wasn't trying to do anything more with her since she was going to be leaving, going back to the UK, and he was going to be here in Italy. He just didn't want to do it. So he comes over. You can see that there's some chemistry between them in this cute little meet cute. You can see that there's some chemistry between them. However, he's very sort of like, you know, I'm gonna play it cool. I'm not gonna seem too available. I'm not gonna show too much interest. But Bella's very straightforward. She's like, can I get your number? Can I have your number? Because what if I want to get some more stuff? What am I gonna do? And he tells her, that's enough for you. That's enough. What you got already, like, I've given you guys enough. Like, I've sold you enough. So it was like this cute little meeting that they have, and then like he runs off, and so the girl comes back over. She invites him to like this party or whatever the case may be, and so she takes Bella's number down, and then we leave from that situation. So then we're back at it's nighttime. We're back at Arabella's like flat, her place that she's staying in, right? And so they're getting ready. They smoke some weed or whatever the case may be. They agree that they'll just smoke some weed because they're gonna go out into the town. So they leave. They get to it's like a club, a nightclub, right? At first, they're just kind of sitting there, just kind of chilling off on the side. And then what they've taken has started to hit them. And so now they get up on the dance floor, they're dancing, they're having a good time. At one point, Bella goes to the bathroom because she says she's going to take some more of something, right? And so she said she was going to go to the bar, actually, but she ends up going to the restroom. And inside the restroom, she takes some other stuff. So they had only taken weed before. However, she's mixing like, she started snorting some cocaine. So she saw this cocaine. She comes out of the stall and she sees some girls, and it looks like the girls put Molly or ecstasy, one of those type of things, whatever those type of things. I don't know drugs. It was a pill. It was the shape of a pill. So whoever the fuck that was, they put it on her tongue. She swallows it. Now she goes back out on the dance floor and she's just cutting up. She's having a good time. She's about to get kicked out a few times because she keeps getting all up on the stage, and the security's like, you can't be up here. So then Terry's just kind of sitting there by herself, and like the weed high that she has, that's sort of, she's coming down off of that, and she's like, well, you know what? I'm gonna get up out of here. So she tells she tells Bella, hey, I'm getting the fuck up out of here. You're gonna be by yourself. Hopefully you good. And so she leaves her. And unbeknownst to her, you know, Bella had been taking all these drugs, or else I don't think she should have left her, right? Because that's a lot to be on some stuff and you just leave somebody. But Terry goes her way, and Bella's still here at the restaurant, or at the club. So when Terry's walking home, of course, she has a little thing that's kind of translating for her to help her find her way home. So of course, you know, when you do stuff like this, people start to get ideas like, oh, that's a foreigner. They don't live here. They're not around here. Like, let me fuck with them. So we see these two guys, these two, you know, cute enough Italian guys, whatever the case may be, and they spot her, and she doesn't recognize them at first, but you can tell that they're about to do this thing where it's like, they've done this before, right? They prey on foreigners who don't kind of know anything. So one of them, he kind of walks off over into this club that they were standing outside of, and the one guy starts to, you know, try to get her attention, calling out to her, telling her that she's beautiful, saying, hey, you should come in the club with me. And so she finally stops. She's just like, okay, well, why not? So she goes into the club with them. They're outside, they're dancing like on this patio area, and then one tells her that I'm gonna go get something to drink, I believe. So as he goes to get something to drink, the other one approaches, and now he's here. And so when the other one comes back, they play as if they don't know each other. It's like, oh, I'm sorry to disturb. Like, I didn't mean da da da. Right. So basically, they were trying to make her feel comfortable with the both of them, so she could take them home and they can have a threesome. So that's what's going on over here. Now over on Bella's side. Bella's in there. She's still acting wild and crazy. Biaggio, he actually enters that club that she's at, and he spots her. And as it's getting closer to the night, Bella's now kind of coming down off of her high, not completely, but enough that she realizes, oh, where the fuck is my friend? Like, my friend isn't here. So Biaggio is standing outside of the club with her as everyone's leaving, and finally, like, the security comes and slams the door shut because ain't nobody else in this bitch. So she's worried, she's confused, she's like, where's my friend? And so he's like, hey, let's just get you home, right? Let's just get you home. So they start to walk home. As they get back to Bella's place, Bella's like, well, let me see if Terry's in here, because if Terry ain't in here, I gotta call the cops, because that's my best friend. So she goes, she knocks on the door, and I think she just opens that bitch. So, and who do we see? None other than Terry getting her back blown out. These two, they fucking her. She's doing all these other types of things and stuff like this, and she's having a good time. And so she comes up to the door and be like, hey, like, what do you want? And she's like, oh, like, I just wanted to make sure you're okay. She's like, yep, I am okay. I got these men in here who trying to have a good time. You go do you. So she slams the door, or she shuts the door in Bella's face, and she goes back to having her good time. Now, Bella, she's sitting on the couch with Biaggio, right? And it's sort of awkward. There's sort of some, like, you know, you can tell there's sexual tension, and Bella's very much so, she wants, since Terry's having a good time, she's like, I'm gonna have a good time. So she starts to crawl, I don't know, there's a word that I want to use, it starts with an S, and I can't think of it, but she starts to crawl over to Biaggio. He's looking on like, oh, okay, I don't know what you're trying to do, but this ain't it. And so she comes over there, she starts to kiss him, and then she mounts him, and then they're kissing, and then she draws away because she's like, you know what? I'm actually on my period. So I've never had sex with someone who knew that I didn't know who knew that I was on my period, if that makes sense. Something like that. And so she withdraws, and she's just kind of like, okay, so we can't do this. She kind of offers him a drink. She's going to go get up and get her something. And he's like, as she's walking away, he's like, well, can we try? And she's like, sure, why not? Let's just do it. Let's just do it. So next thing we know, they're inside of her bedroom, and they start making out. He has his fingers in the place, and he's doing some things, and he comes across something. He goes, can I pull this out? I'm like, pull what out? And so she goes, yes. And so he pulls out a tampon, and so he throws that over to the side, and so he reinserts, and he reinserts. I don't know why that visual was necessary, but he reinserts, and and he's like, he starts to feel something else, and so he pulls this out, and I'm like, okay. And he goes, what is this? And she goes, oh, that's a blood clot. I'm like, a blood clot? And so he picks it up as if it's like, I don't even know. And he starts playing with it. Like, and I don't, see, I don't know all this kind of stuff. So I don't know what's going on. So you know what? I'm not going to judge, because I'm never in a room physically with a woman in that way. So I don't know. I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do behind closed doors with blood clots. So apparently she has one. He picks it up. It doesn't seem to bother him, but she's just like, get that out of my face. She starts to get back dressed because, now it's very awkward. It's very uncomfortable. And the mood is ruined because two things that interfere with us getting it on. So next thing we know, Terry, and she's done with the guys, right? So she's kicking him out. She's about to get in bed and fall asleep, because she's had the night of her life. So there's a feeling of, as the guys leave, there's a feeling of like, yeah, like I did that shit. Like, look what I was able to do. Like, I came over here to accomplish this, and I did that shit. She felt proud of herself. You know what I mean? Because sex can be liberating, especially when you feel like you're in control of what's going on. However, as the guys is leaving, she texts her friend Kwame, who we met in the first episode, and basically like, hey, I just had a threesome. He's like, what? That's so dope. That's cool. Whatever it needs to be, like, live your life, right? And she looks at the window, and the guy is down there. They dab, and they laugh, and she's like, wait, what? And so then that feeling of like, yes, like sexual liberation, like sexual freedom, like sexual expression, like me being in control of my sexuality, having autonomy over my body, it went away because these guys took advantage of her. These guys knew what they were doing. They plotted, right? We saw that this was premeditated. If you watch the episode, this is very much so a premeditated advance. And so now it feels disgusting. Now she feels kind of grossed out by it because it's like these two guys got over on me. You know what I mean? So I'm sure we all have been in places like this, in situations like this, where we just kind of feel like, well, damn, afterwards. You know what I mean? Well, damn. So that's how Terry feels. So then we go back over to Biaggio and Bella, and Bella comes knocking on Terry's door saying like, hey, we about to go out. Y'all are more than welcome to come. And so Terry, she's all up in her feelings, and so she goes, no, you know what? We still in here. She's lying, but she's like, we still in here trying to have a good time. Y'all go, we're gonna stay in here and continue to do what we're doing. So Bella's like, oh, okay, your choice. And so she and Biaggio, they leave. They end up going to the beach. They're sitting out there. Beautiful scene, a beautiful scenery, right? Just sitting on the beach, and you can tell that he's sort of starting to feel her. There's something about her that he can't quite put his, like, she's kind of like an enigma to him, I feel like. But he's trying to figure her out because there's something about her that he likes, right? So he's trying to pinpoint it. And he basically just comes out and he's just like, hey, you know what? I'm actually not proud of what I do. And I'm like, wait, what? What are you proud of? And he goes, well, you know what? My mom died from a heroin overdose. My sister died from a heroin overdose. And so it makes no sense that I am now a drug dealer, that I distribute drugs. Like, it makes no sense. But we already found out that he doesn't do drugs himself, and we already found out that he doesn't drink as well. So we kind of now have the backstory to why he said those things earlier, because when she did offer him a drink, he said no earlier. So now we have sort of like that backstory. And so this was a little bit of him opening up to Bella to kind of let her in to who he is as a person, right? And as he's sitting there, he's staring at Bella and he goes, you're pretty cool. Like, you should stop. Like, you should stop with the drugs. Like, you don't got to be doing these drugs. And she's like, I know you ain't out here trying to control stuff. Like, let me do what I want to do. You do what you want to do. I got this. Like, I'm in control of this right here. You stay over there and don't worry about what I'm doing. So he kind of stares at her. He's looking cute. He's looking fine. He's looking good. She kind of just pushes him, whatever case it be. And he's like, okay, well, don't come crying to me if something happens to you. You know what I mean? Like, I tried to warn you. And then it cuts to black. It fades to black, right? And so, you know, when you get something like that, it's like, I told you so. There's going to be one of those moments because they set it up that way. So when you hear something like that, someone's about to be like, I told you so. So of course we know something happened to her, right? We've already saw the second episode where she had to go, where it's evident that she was raped, right? She was taken advantage of. Someone did something to her. So now I believe we'll jump back to present day in the 4th episode, which I will watch, and I will have that video because I know it came out on Monday. But like I said, I was sick. I will watch that episode and I will do a review. I'm gonna let this kind of breathe for 2 days. So I'm gonna put this up tonight. Today is Thursday, so I'll get that one up by Saturday. So that is it. That is all. That is all that I wanted to say for this video. This was a easy, cute, fun throwback. I love when you kind of get how people met. I love it. Every time I find out that someone's in a relationship, I always ask how they met their person because it really is cute. Like, I understand like why we call it in writing and screenwriting and storytelling, like we call things meet cute when the people meet, because it really is cute. And I love to hear those stories. So I always ask, if you in a relationship, I want to know how you met. So anyways, that's all that I have for this video. Yeah, I'm gonna shut up now and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.